We've covered some truly terrible movies on Sick Flicks over the years, but today's is something truly special. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, and today we're tackling one of the best bad movies ever made, Bernard Launois' cult disaster piece, Devil Story. Released in 1986, Devil Story was the filmmaker's attempt to show all those stuffy American filmmakers that the French could make horror movies too. What we got instead was not a classic piece of horror cinema, but instead this weird mishmash of half-formed ideas, endless padding, and cheap effects. But I'll be damned if it's not awesome. But enough about that. Can Devil Story raise enough hell to fill 5 barf bags with splatter? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, and before we get started, today's video is sponsored by patrons Mad Max, Ryan Nace, and J Raptor. If you'd like to help sponsor some videos and free me from the shackles of YouTube's tyranny, you'll find a link to my Patreon in the pinned comment and description below. I mean, look, this is way better than giving your money to those guys at PBS. And now, let's get bloody. We fade in on these woods. They're probably shooting multiple slasher and cannibal movies out here. Ah, look, someone's pitched a tent.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. I mean, someone is camping. And jump scare. Why am I already getting Night Killer vibes here? I mean, look at that mask. Not gonna lie, if I had to put together a tent, I'd be this pissed off too. Oh yeah, that's basically a live look at me trying to assemble IKEA furniture. And we're gonna get 17 different angles of this person pretending to be dead. I mean, it's very subtle. This guy sorta looks like a deformed murderous mutant version of Larry from the Three Stooges. I don't want to alarm anyone, but I think the cameraman got lost. We're over here, Steve. Wait a minute, is this dude skipping through the forest?
Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere.
Oh wait, that might actually be a chick. The androgynous bowl-cut mullet makes it hard to tell. This is like an It's Pat skit at this point.
Are you a brother or a sister?
Well, I'm an only child.
Regardless of whether this is a man or a woman, they just walked right into another jump scare. I sure hope this movie isn't gonna abuse the jump scares. And they get a taste of spiky pimp hand for their trouble. Multiple jump scares, a terrible rubber mask monster, and a pimp hand in the first 3 minutes? This movie keeps up this pace, it might be the greatest movie ever made. And since the pimp hand wasn't enough, we get some donkey punches too. Well, I think I know where this is headed. I bet Luigi Montefiore is down there snacking on his own intestines. And random horse shot, because why not? He's like, I've had enough, I'm out. Then we go for a nice walk through the woods. If you look up ahead, you can spot the credits in their natural habitat. Man, you know the movie is obscure when even I haven't heard of any of these people before. This was Bernard Launois' last feature film. Not sure if that's because it was so terrible no one would fund another, or because he felt like he'd hit the pinnacle of his career and couldn't top Devil Story. It could go either way. So, fun fact, the French title of this was Once Upon a Time, the Devil. I guess Devil Story works though. Soundtrack by your local high school band. Wow, this movie is fancier than I thought. They had a chef. With the credits over, let's drive to a different movie. I bet if we just go far enough, we'll find something good. But before we can get there, they have to stop. Looks like this guy has gas. Literally. Fun fact, this is director Bernard Launois. And he's about to get killed. This movie sure isn't wasting time getting to the gore. Yeah, I'd totally stop and ask the hideous-looking mutant guy in the SS jacket for directions, too.
Is there a gas station around here where I could get some gas?
I mean, what could go wrong? Well, yeah, I mean, besides that, after years of eye gouges, Larry Fine finally snapped. Not gonna lie, this feels kinda like a dry run for Andrea Schnauz's violent shit movies so far. And he's not done killing, because now he's gonna blast the wife too. This is director Bernard Launois' wife. Just to keep it all in the family, the mutant is played by their kid. This is so cool. I wonder if they'd adopt me. Anyway, that's like 4 kills in under 10 minutes. Devil Story is killing cast members at an advanced level so far. Well, shit, Larry's killed everyone. Can we bring in more victims? God damn, even the car is trying to kill people in this movie. Random cat. Hey, no one told me Bridget Nielsen was in this movie. Ah yeah, ominous thunder with a clear sky. This movie is weird. And don't look now, but the cameraman is lost. Again. You could say he really got into the weeds here. If you're keeping score at home, so far we've had multiple murders, car problems, and now this chick's walking around like she's in a Depeche Mode video.
Try walking in my shoes.
I have no idea what's going on, but I kinda dig it. And yeah, this movie is basically only 75 minutes long, but that doesn't mean we can't pad the runtime with this random shot of dirt. Really, this is exactly the movie I'd make after eating an entire bag of edibles in one sitting. Oh god, we've got flying cats! Look out! That kitten's got claws. Turns out this was a hallucination, and now she's throwing a tantrum. Listen to this amazing dubbing.
I'm not going anywhere. I want to get away.
Oh, it's like a Lenny Kravitz song. The cat's like, this chick is nuts. I'm out too. Oh, come on, this was not filmed in Florida. And I guess we're done there because now it's night. Oh yeah, we totally have big gothic buildings like this in Florida. They're always right next to an Applebee's. And listen to this musical cue. Very subtle movie. Shit, look at this place. I bet Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine are stuck in there. Honestly, dude's just here to sell them Avon. No solicitors. Jesus, is that Ed Gein inside? Dude at the door is gonna be a lampshade before the night is over. Man, Ed's got a swinging pad. He's really coming up in the world. Look at this chick. She's like a mansplaining meme waiting to happen. Did you know Frankenstein was the doctor's name and not the monster's? Then we get this scene, which is sort of like Fidel Castro meets Mr. Rogers. And what the fuck is with this horse? This is like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Look, I'm as confused as you guys are. Remember all those murders at the start of the movie? Yeah, that was a good time. And here's Chekhov's pump-action shoddy. Wonder if we'll see that later. Place your bets now. Shelf check. I bet there's some J&B back there somewhere. Anyway, Grandma Plot Device is here to tell us a lot of weird shit happens around these parts. I mean, beyond Larry Fine's murderous rampages.
You know very well it would be a long list if we were to add up all the strange catastrophes.
Oh yeah, here's stock footage. Mark it on your B-movie bingo card. And apparently we've just warped into a Highlander flashback. I hope McCloud runs into Amanda. No idea what any of this has to do with the psycho killer, but I'm sure it's all gonna come together at some point. That's what we call misplaced optimism. Captain Jack Sparrow hunts the dead man's chest. So basically, Ed is telling them a tall tale about plundered loot boxes and a storm of the century. Then Grandma follows it up with this.
The brothers, all 5 of them did exist, and they even say the offspring signed a pact with the devil, and you know it damn well.
Lance, care to weigh in on this nonsense?
That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
Whoa, what the hell, movie? Give me some sort of warning before you spring that face on me. Oh god, it's Black Phillip. Wouldst thou like to live deliciously? And someone's taking the whole dick in a box thing way too literally. Look at that strength. I haven't seen a deadlift this good since Phantasm. And horse establishing shot. Hey, looks like Larry's training for World's Strongest Mutant is going really well. He crushed the deadlift, now he's rocking the coffin drag. Back inside, our heroine is working on the pilot for her new talk show, Behind One Fern. Gotta be honest, I can't believe she thinks no one can see her behind that foliage. Mr. Green Jeans has had enough. He's gonna put Mr. Moose down once and for all. Do you kids even remember Mr. Green Jeans and Mr. Moose? Christ, I'm old. And now our leading lady is out here too. Looks like she's working the 12 Steps program. Spoiler alert, we've got a meaningless shot of dirt. Then it just randomly turns into a commercial for the Pure Mood CD. Imagine a world where time drifts slowly. Man, this whole video is quickly becoming a Christ I'm old bit. Mr. Green Jeans, I don't think that's how you use the shotgun. And back to Pure Moods. A world where music carries you away. Oh yeah, we've got some Blue Filter mid-afternoon. It's been a while. Pure Moods. Experience Pure Moods, a perfect soundtrack for your way of life. I'd make a joke about this, but I have zero fucking idea what's even happening here. Oh, it's a toy boat emerging from the sand. No idea how this ties in with the other movie, but yeah, sure, let's just roll with that. At any rate, they've definitely run this thing aground. And another horse establishing shot. This horse should have gotten top billing. Don't look now, but our leading lady is in a nightgown in the backseat of the car with some rubbers.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. I mean her rubber boots and raincoat. She's ready to get the hell out of Dodge, but if you guess the car won't start, give yourself a screenwriter's credit. Stop, you're gonna flood it. Guessing Mercedes didn't pay for a product placement since this car never runs. This is why I drive BMWs. Jesus, does she even have a license? Keep it on the road, lady. Then the horse shows up and what the hell just happened? Did the tape player eat the horse sound effect tape? Sounds like he might need a new battery. Come on, movie. I know you're all over the place narratively, but I'm gonna need you to focus here. Then, for some inexplicable reason, she abandons the car and finds the Children of the Corn. And a lot of corny puns ready. Honestly, they were pretty amazing. At any rate, I hope she doesn't get creamed out here. If you have no idea what's going on in this movie, don't worry, neither do I. I mean, at least we're in the cemetery. Maybe we'll finally get some plot development. And for our next strongman event, Larry's gonna heft the Husafell stone. Every strongman's dream.
It's heavy, isn't it? You want me to lift it for you?
Oh, come on, what the hell is this? Did I just wander into a Bangles video? Clearly, this is a medley strongman event. Stone carry followed by coffin carry. Dude's strong and has his cardio dialed in. If you guessed this movie was gonna add a mummy to the mix, give yourself 1 billion screenwriters credits because no one saw that shit coming. This movie is so damn random that it makes Extra look like a well-crafted thriller. At any rate, whoever this is, they're clearly keeping their identity under wraps. But I will say, it looks like this dude is definitely here to cause some trouble. Then our leading lady finds herself in a grave situation. Meanwhile, Mr. Green Jeans is still out here. I guess the upside is at least he seems to have figured out how to properly hold his shotgun. Night, blue filter mid-afternoon. Say it with me, kids. Continuity is hard. Black Beauty here has had enough. I'm gonna hoof it on out of here. Back in movie 8, Larry's working on the dead pool to complement his dead lift. Then this happens.
That's amazing. She looks just like her.
Who? Bo Derek? Tanya Harding? Britney Spears? I'm so lost. Anyway, I guess that's not important because now he's gonna toss her into this grave. Say hi to Dr. Satan for me. Also, wouldn't it have been easier to just leave her in the first grave she fell into? From there, it turns into an episode of America's Funniest Home Videos. That horse just kicked him right in the junk. That will never not be hilarious. He spends about 5 minutes spitting up blood from multiple camera angles, but yeah, PruTube is not gonna be cool with that. Back in the cemetery, our final girl is trying to rise from her grave like this is Ultra Beast, but it's not going so well. And the horse mutant fight continues. Larry takes one to the head. Gonna be a lot easier to pick his brain now, though. Wait a minute, did he die? There's still 30 minutes left in this movie. I guess the mummy has taken over. Blondie escapes the grave, but then it's a tug of war with the old woman. Too bad for her, this chick is all about making her points. Literally. She's not out of the woods yet, though, because here comes Ryan Gosling. Honestly, they must have spent a good half of the budget of this movie on drugs. And now he's Christopher Walken. I bet that's where he keeps his cryptocurrency. Oh, good, another random character. Just what this movie needed. I mean, I don't care about any of them so far, but if we keep adding them, maybe they'll eventually land on one that works. I will say this new Susie and the Banshees video is pretty friggin' cool. And they head off. You could say this dude is a real lucky stiff. But before they go, he snags our heroine. He is probably gonna keep her under wraps. Then she opens him like a Christmas present. He looks great. Why is he puking blue slime? Your guess is as good as mine. And on her way out, she stumbles right onto Larry, who's somehow still alive. Jesus Christ, Mr. Green Jeans is still trying to shoot this horse. How many rounds does that shotgun hold? If I didn't know better, I'd swear this was a Jess Franco production. It's really that off-the-wall terrible. Meanwhile, Little Rubber Riding Hood is lost in the woods. She's probably just trying to outrun being in this movie. And our mutant has wound up on the wrong side of the tracks. Don't mind me, just trying to hold my head flap on. Back to the cornfield, which makes sense since she's being stalked. I guess he doesn't have a map for this cornfield, so he's playing it by ear. Man, what a cornucopia of corn puns this video turned out to be. Then things get artsy. Slow motion running. Fancy. I bet this was an attempt to stretch out the runtime. And hey, she's been in multiple graves, run through the woods, and a cornfield. How is her nightie still white? Run, Forrest! Oh hey, here's the perfectly good car I abandoned for absolutely no reason earlier. Whatever you do, don't flood it. Damn it! Fortunately for her, AAA sent their best roadside assistance guy. After running him down, she decides to water him, like a plant. Oh wait, that was gas. And now he's basically a Bruce Springsteen song. It is unfortunate that she wasted all the gas setting him on fire because she immediately then runs out of gas in the car. That's just bad planning. And just in case you didn't make the connection...
No, gas.
Yeah, thanks, movie. And back to the car. How many scenes of her trying to start a car does one movie need? She's not only gonna flood it, she's gonna wear out the starter. I will say it is nice that the mummy and Susie keep the romance alive by going for long walks in the woods, though. I will also say that I've never watched a 76-minute long movie that felt longer than this one. Let's let the director explain.
Malheureusement, ce film, avec 52 minutes, on en a fait 1h20. Alors qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? J'ai fait comme beaucoup de metteurs en scène, j'ai tiré sur la pellicule.
Eventually, she flees back to Mr. Green Jeans, who's clearly used his Game Shark to activate the infinite ammo cheat. And surprise, he feels exactly the same way I do.
But I don't give a damn.
And with that, he's back to hunting horse. And I mean the actual horse, not heroine. Jesus, I've seen stormtroopers with better aim than this guy. Just turn on aim assist or get a sniper bot, dude. Then they find the wrecked boat. It's like all of our movies are coming together into one giant shitty movie that still doesn't make an ounce of sense. Look, even the mummy has found it. I'm only excited about this because it means we're close to the end. Then Mr. Green Jean starts blasting at the mummy. Wait a minute, he shot at the horse for like 16 hours without hitting it, but lands a center mass shot on the mummy and won? What the hell? The mummy is totally undeterred by this, and by God, he gives him the neck breaker. Yep, my JR still blows. Then it's time for another great moment in horror film acting. Just look at this death scene. Dude totally sold it. Then he stomps some incredibly fake-looking guts out of him. And I can't show you that, but trust me, it sounds way cooler than it looks. I mean, they basically just put pig guts under his jacket. Well, it's not exactly hobo with a shotgun, but I guess it'll do. And of course, she's about as good at using this thing as she is starting cars. She's ready to blast him once and for all, but the video game logic continues. How nice, a conveniently placed powder keg. Ah shit, did we just get the Biggie Smalls it was all a dream ending? I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Or was it? Castle establishing shot. After getting her bearing, she's looking for her husband, but he's clearly gone out for a pack of smokes, never to be heard from again. And the cameraman is lost again too. While exploring the countryside, she finds this piece of the boat, and gets a literal cat jump scare. And the ground eats her? Yeah, sure. Then we cut to a new couple. Frank Zappa, is that you? Plus, Mr. Green Jeans is alive? I'm so lost. I think I'm supposed to be. And here comes Larry and his mom. Oh god, did we get stuck in a time warp? Is this thing starting over again? Kill me now. And freeze frame credits. Man, I've never been so happy to see some freeze frame credits. So, what have we learned from Devil Story? Well, for starters, Jess Franco didn't have the market corner when it came to terribly nonsensical European horror movies. It's wild that someone signed off on making this thing. It makes almost zero sense. That being said, this is the kind of whacked out crap I love. I mean, where else are you going to get a murderous mutant, a mummy, a demonic horse, and some nonsense about a shipwreck all in the same movie? Devil Story falls firmly into the it's so bad you'll probably love it camp if you like really weird shit. But enough about that. Can Devil Story summon up enough splatter to fill 5 barf bags with gore? Let's go to the gore card! In terms of gross anatomy, this one has its moments. I couldn't show you quite a few things because YouTube is up my butt about that all the time, but we get lots of blood puking, multiple stabbings, an impalement, some guts, a pretty cool looking mummy, and a gaping head wound. Because of that, I feel completely comfortable giving Devil Story a respectable 3 barf bag rating. This isn't as sick as the new French Extremity stuff, but it's weird and wild and has some decent splatter. Looking for another weird, nonsensical Euro horror flick? Then be sure to check out my review of Oasis of the Zombies. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.